Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today we're going on a deep dive into Klook. It's this travel platform that a lot of people have been talking about, and I am excited to explore it with you all, especially if you're someone who's maybe looking for a smoother, and let's be real, maybe even a cheaper way to plan your next trip. We've got this awesome guide to Klook packed with insider tips, FAQs, all that good stuff. So let's just jump right in. What do you say?
Sounds like a plan. I'm ready.
All right, so first things first. What exactly is Klook?
Hmm. Well, it's kind of like having, I don't know, a one-stop shop for pretty much everything you need when you travel. Like you're talking about attraction tickets and tours, but also transportation and even things like spa treatments. And it's not just for international trips either. It works for domestic travel too.
And I've heard they're known for having some pretty sweet deals.
Oh, absolutely. So Klook partners with these attractions and providers to get you those discounts. And a lot of times you'll find that the prices on Klook are even better than if you were to buy direct. Plus, it's kind of like having a personal travel assistant who also speaks multiple languages, helping you navigate everything from booking your tickets to even arranging those airport pickups, especially helpful if you're heading somewhere with a bit of a language barrier.
Now, our sources are raving about this skip the line feature. Tell me more about that.
Oh, it's a game changer for sure. Especially if you're like me and you hate wasting your precious vacation time just standing in lines. So basically, Klook partners with certain attractions to offer these timed entry tickets. You buy them in advance, you get a QR code, those square barcodes that you can scan with your phone, and boom, you get to bypass the main queue.
So you're saying I could skip those notoriously long lines at like Disneyland?
Exactly. And it's not just for Disney either. They offer it for Universal Studios and a ton of other popular attractions all around the world.
All right, that alone might be worth checking out Klook. Now, our guide highlights 5 recommended purchases. What's at the top of that list?
Well, based on just popularity and feedback, those theme park tickets are definitely up there. We've already talked about Disney and Universal, which offer, like we said, cost savings and the convenience of that line skipping. But let's not forget about airport transfers. Those are a lifesaver, especially when you're juggling luggage, or traveling with family.
Oh, I can definitely see that. Lugging suitcases through a foreign city, trying to figure out public transport, that is not my idea of a relaxing vacation start.
I feel you. Klook takes all that stress out. You can pre-book a car or a van, whatever suits your group size, and they'll be waiting for you right there at the airport, ready to take you to your hotel.
And I bet it's more affordable than I'd think.
You might be surprised, yeah. Klook often negotiates these special rates with local transfer providers, so it can actually be quite competitive, sometimes even cheaper than taxis, especially when you factor in things like those airport surcharges.
Okay, this is seriously making me rethink how I plan my trips. What else is on this recommended list?
Mount Fuji day tours are really popular. One of our sources even shared this funny anecdote, I guess you could say, about trying to plan this DIY trip to Mount Fuji. It turned out to be this logistical nightmare, trying to figure out bus routes and all these timetables. Klook eliminates all that stress, though. Their tours cover multiple key attractions in a single day, like Mount Fuji Fifth Station, Lake Kawaguchi, even that iconic Teredo Pagoda, for that picture-perfect view.
That sounds like a much smoother way to experience such an iconic destination. What's next?
All right, this one's for all those out there seeking some pampering, spa and massage services. You can find some incredibly relaxing experiences through Klook, and often at prices that are way better than walk-in rates. Plus, you can read reviews from other users before you book, which is always a good idea.
And I've heard some buzz about airport lounge access. Is that something you can find on Klook too?
Oh yeah, it's a total game changer, especially for those long layovers. Imagine swapping those cramped airport seats for a comfortable lounge, buffet-style food and drinks, clean restrooms, maybe even showers.
That does sound pretty amazing, but wouldn't that be, I don't know, super expensive?
You'd think so, right? But that's the beauty of Klook. They've made it surprisingly affordable. Think of it as like an investment in your sanity and comfort, especially on those long travel days.
Okay, so now with all these incredible deals and features, some listeners might be wondering, like, is this too good to be true? So let's address some common questions. First up, is Klook legit? Are they going to, like, run off with my money?
I get it. Totally fair question. Rest assured, though, Klook is totally legitimate. They're a well-established company, actually founded in Hong Kong back in 2014, and they've become a global leader in travel booking since then. They work directly with these official providers for all their offerings, so you're not dealing with some shady middleman or anything like that.
All right, that's good to know. So what about credit cards? What can I use on Klook?
They accept all the major ones: Visa, MasterCard, American Express, and JCB. No worries there.
But what about those pesky foreign transaction fees?
Yeah, good point. It really depends on what you're booking. So if it's a domestic service within your own country, it's usually considered a local transaction, so no foreign transaction fees there. But if you're booking something internationally, it's always best to just double check with your credit card provider about their specific policies.
Good advice. Now, what happens if, let's say, my travel plans change? What's Klook's policy on cancellations and refunds?
That's where it gets a little tricky because it really varies depending on the specific product and booking that you made through Klook.
So it's not like a one-size-fits-all situation.
Yeah, exactly. So always check those terms and conditions before you hit that confirm button. Some bookings might allow you to do free cancellations right through the app or the website, but others might have stricter policies or deadlines, or they might require you to actually contact customer support. Just don't assume that everything is automatically refundable just because you booked it through Klook.
Okay, that makes sense. Always read the fine print. Now, speaking of the app, how do you actually use these Klook tickets? Do I need to print everything out?
Nope, no need for that. Klook has embraced technology to make it super convenient. So many tickets, especially those for skip-the-line attractions, are now QR code based. You just show that QR code on your phone at the entrance, and you're good to go.
So no more scrambling for printed tickets in my overflowing travel bag.
Exactly. Now, there might be some tickets where you need to exchange a voucher at the venue itself, but even then, it's all pretty straightforward. And remember, you can access all your bookings and details right through the Klook app, so everything is nicely organized in one place.
All right, that sounds super convenient. So far, we've learned that Klook is legit. Offers everything from those theme park tickets and airport transfers to cultural tours, even spa treatments. But what does this all actually mean for you, our listener? Why should you even care?
That's the big question, right? If we zoom out a bit, Klook is more than just like a booking platform. It's a tool for unlocking these travel experiences that might have seemed difficult or even out of reach before. Imagine effortlessly navigating a foreign country, avoiding those tourist traps, and discovering these unique experiences, all while scoring some incredible deals.
That's the real magic of Klook. It takes the stress out of all that planning and lets you just focus on what really matters, enjoying your trip.
Precisely. It empowers you to be a more confident, more savvy traveler.
And that feeling of confidence and excitement when you're exploring somewhere new, that's priceless. So as we continue this deep dive into Klook, I want to leave you all with a thought. What does your ideal travel experience actually look like?
Are you someone who wants to immerse yourself in new cultures? Are you seeking out thrilling adventures? Or do you just want to relax and recharge in some beautiful destination?
Whatever your travel dreams may be, I really encourage you to explore how Klook might help turn them into a reality. It's a treasure trove of possibilities just waiting to be discovered.
And you never know, maybe your next travel adventure will be inspired by something you find on Klook.
That's a great point. Now, before we move on to the next section, I want to quickly address one more common question. How do you actually contact Klook's customer service if you need help?
Oh, it's easy. You can reach their customer support team through the Help Center on their website. They're known for being super responsive and helpful, so you can rest assured that you'll be in good hands if you ever need any assistance.
Okay, that's good to know. So there you have it. A comprehensive look at Klook, the travel platform that's changing the way we explore the world. We covered the what, the why, the how, and I really hope you've gained some valuable insights and some travel inspiration along the way.
Me too. Now it's time to put this knowledge into action. Head over to Klook, see what they offer, and start planning your next unforgettable adventure. And remember, travel is all about embracing the unexpected, pushing your boundaries, and creating those memories that will last a lifetime.
We'll be right back after a quick break to dive even deeper into Klook and answer more of your burning questions. Stay tuned. Welcome back to our Klook Deep Dive. We covered a lot, but there's still so much more to explore. What really stood out to you from that last section?
I think the skip the line feature is a big one, and also the potential cost savings, like huge selling points for Klook. I mean, who wouldn't want to bypass those crazy long queues and have more time to actually, enjoy the vacation?
For sure. And I'm personally super intrigued by that whole airport lounge access thing. It's something I've always thought of as, like, this luxury. But Klook seems to have made it so much more accessible. Okay, let's get into some more of those frequently asked questions about Klook. I'm sure our listeners might have some. First up, we talked about using credit cards, but what about those foreign transaction fees? Those can really add up.
Yeah, for sure. Those fees can be a pain. But remember, it depends on what you're booking. Like if you're booking a domestic service, so within your own country, you probably won't get hit with those extra charges. However, for international bookings, it's always best to check with your credit card provider to see what their policies are.
Good point. It's always better to be prepared and avoid those unpleasant surprises on your credit card statement later, right? Now let's talk about cancellations. Life happens, plans change. So how does Klook handle all that?
Well, it's really important to remember that those cancellation and refund policies, they can vary depending on the specific product or booking that you made on Klook.
So it's not a one-size-fits-all situation.
Right, exactly. Always check those terms and conditions before you hit that confirm button. Some things might be fully refundable, while others might have those stricter policies or deadlines. You really shouldn't just assume that everything is automatically refundable just because you booked it through Klook.
Great advice. Always read the fine print, right? Okay, now let's talk about actually redeeming those Klook tickets. In this digital age, I can't imagine it's as simple as just printing out a piece of paper anymore.
Yeah, you're right about that. Klook has made the whole process so much more streamlined. For many attractions, especially those offering the skip the line feature, you'll receive a QR code right after booking. And you just show that QR code on your phone at the entrance and boom, you're in. No need to print anything out.
That is so convenient. No more like, digging through your bag for that crumpled paper ticket.
Exactly. However, some tickets might require you to, exchange a voucher at the venue, but even then, it's very straightforward. And don't forget, you can access all your bookings and details right through the Klook app. Keeps everything organized and easily accessible.
So Klook really is like your digital travel companion. It helps you every step of the way.
Precisely. It takes all that hassle out of planning so you can just focus on the excitement of your trip.
Now let's shift gears for a bit. Beyond the practicalities of booking and logistics and all that, what makes Klook stand out in this crowded travel market? What's their unique thing?
Hmm, that's a great question. You know what's fascinating to me? It's how Klook curates those experiences. Like they don't just offer this random assortment of tours and activities. They carefully select and partner with these providers to offer unique, really high quality experiences that often go beyond those typical tourist traps.
So it's not just about getting like the cheapest deal, it's about getting value and a memorable experience.
Exactly. Klook's focus is really on helping you to discover and book those, like, hidden gems, the experiences that truly immerse you in a destination's culture or its history or its natural beauty.
That makes a lot of sense. It's kind of like having like a local expert guiding you towards the best that their city or region has to offer.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. Klook taps into that local expertise, those insights, to curate a diverse range of experiences, from things like food tours and cooking classes to historical walking tours and even outdoor adventures.
Okay, I'm officially hooked. So where do we go from here?
Well, I think it's time to put Klook to the test. Imagine you're planning a trip right now. Where would you go?
Ooh, tough question. So many possibilities. But let's say I've always dreamed of exploring those like ancient ruins of Rome and indulging in that authentic Italian cuisine.
Sounds like an amazing trip. And guess what? Klook can help you make that dream a reality. They offer everything from skip-the-line tickets to the Colosseum in Vatican City to guided tours of the Roman Forum and even cooking classes where you learn to make pasta from scratch.
Wow, I can already picture myself like wandering through those ancient streets, soaking up all that history, savoring some delicious pasta. This is making me want to book a flight right now.
See? That's the beauty of it. Klook sparks that wanderlust, and it empowers you to turn those travel dreams into a reality.
Okay, so we've established that Click is legit. It offers amazing deals, curates incredible experiences. But what about those of us who are, let's say, a little less tech savvy? Is Click actually user-friendly? Or, well, I need to call, like, my teenage nephew to help me navigate the app?
Don't worry, you don't need to be a tech wizard to figure out Klook.
Yeah.
The platform is designed to be super intuitive and user-friendly, really. Their website and app are both very straightforward. You've got those clear menus, search functions, all that good stuff that makes it really easy to find exactly what you're looking for.
Okay, that is reassuring. So even someone who's not a digital native can easily navigate Klook.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
if you do happen to run into any issues or have any questions, remember, their customer support team is just a click away.
Awesome. I'm feeling much more confident about using Klook now. But before we wrap up this section, I want to address something that I think is important. Responsible travel. We all want to explore the world, have amazing experiences, but I think it's crucial to do so in a way that respects those local communities and also minimizes our impact on the environment.
You are so right. Responsible travel is becoming increasingly important, and Klook recognizes that too. Many of their tours and activities are actually designed with sustainability in mind. They partner with local providers who prioritize ethical practices, respect for cultural heritage, and minimizing their environmental footprint as well.
So it's not just about like ticking off items on your bucket list, it's about traveling with a conscience.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Klook is a great tool for finding those responsible travel experiences that actually align with your values.
All right, so we've covered a lot of ground in this section, from those foreign transaction fees and cancellation policies to the importance of responsible travel. What would you say is the key takeaway for our listeners?
Hmm. I think the biggest takeaway is this. Klook is a powerful tool for transforming your travel dreams into a reality. It simplifies planning, it offers incredible deals, and opens up this whole world of unique and authentic experiences. But it's important to remember that at the end of the day, it's still a tool. You, the traveler, you're still in control. You choose the experiences, you set the budget, and you ultimately decide how you want to explore the world.
That's a great point. Klook empowers you to create your own adventure, but the journey is ultimately yours to shape.
Exactly. And that's the beauty of travel, that freedom to discover, explore, and create your own story.
All right, that wraps up our Klook deep dive for today. I hope you all found this exploration insightful and maybe even a little inspiring. Remember, the world is out there waiting to be discovered. And with Klook, those incredible travel experiences are more accessible than ever before.
Couldn't agree more. Go ahead, embrace that wanderlust, and start planning your next big adventure.
And if you've already had an experience with Klook, we'd love to hear about it. Share your stories and insights with us on social media. Until next time, happy travels. We're back. And honestly, I'm already feeling that travel bug after all that talk about Klook. What about you?
Oh yeah, for sure. It's really cool to see how technology can just make travel planning so much easier and more accessible these days.
Totally. And what really strikes me about Look is that it's not just for like those seasoned travelers. It's a great resource for really anyone who's curious about exploring the world, whether it's a quick weekend getaway to a nearby city or even a once in a lifetime adventure across continents.
Yeah, I totally agree. Klook caters to all kinds of travelers, all kinds of budgets. You can find everything from those budget-friendly hostels and homestays to super luxurious resorts and even private villas. And the range of experiences they offer is huge. You can find anything from free walking tours and museum visits to those high-end dining experiences and even private yacht charters.
So basically, there's something for everyone on Klook, regardless of your travel style or your budget.
Exactly. And that's what makes it so appealing, right? It's a platform that lets you really personalize your travel experience. You can tailor it to your specific interests, your preferences, all that.
Now, one thing that I think often comes up when people talk about travel is that fear of the unknown. Venturing into this unfamiliar territory can be a little daunting, especially if you don't speak the language or you're not really familiar with the local customs. How does Klook address that?
Yeah, that's a great point. Klook totally gets those concerns, and they offer a bunch of features to help travelers feel more confident, more prepared. For starters, their website and app provide all this detailed information about each destination. You can find things like visa requirements, local customs, even basic phrases in the local language.
So it's kind of like having a mini travel guide right there in your pocket.
Exactly. And they also offer 204/7 customer support, so you can always reach out if you run into any problems or if you just have questions.
That's really reassuring, especially if you're in a situation where you need help navigating a new city or dealing with some, I don't know, unexpected issue that pops up.
Totally.
Like,
Klook acts as it's a safety net, it's there to give you that peace of mind and support throughout your trip. And don't forget about all those user reviews too. Reading about other people's experiences can be so helpful when you're choosing activities, accommodations, even finding good restaurants.
oh yeah, for sure. Those reviews can provide such valuable insights and tips that you wouldn't necessarily find in your typical guidebook. It's like having a network of fellow travelers kind of sharing their, experiences and recommendations.
Exactly. It's like this community, in a way, all connected by this shared love of travel, this desire to discover those new and exciting places.
All right, let's shift gears a bit and talk about something that's becoming increasingly important in the travel industry, which is sustainability and responsible tourism. We've touched on this a little bit before, but I'd love to just kind of delve a little deeper. How does Klook actually promote these sustainable travel practices?
Well, Klook recognizes that importance of responsible tourism, and they're really actively working to promote those sustainable practices. They've partnered with all kinds of different organizations and initiatives that focus on, environmental conservation, community development, and preserving cultural heritage.
So it's not just about offering those travel experiences, it's about making sure that those experiences actually have a positive impact on the destinations, on the communities that they touch, right?
Exactly. Klook really encourages travelers to make those conscious choices. Choices that benefit both the environment and those local communities that they're visiting. And they do a good job of highlighting those providers who are committed to those sustainable practices. So what allows travelers to make more informed decisions.
That's so great. It's like empowering those travelers to be part of the solution and to contribute to a more, responsible and sustainable travel industry overall.
Absolutely. And ultimately, that's what travel should be about. It should be about connecting with those different cultures,
Yeah.
appreciating the beauty of our planet, and just, leaving a positive impact wherever we go.
I couldn't agree more. Well, we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive into Click. We've explored the features, the benefits, even their commitment to responsible tourism. As we kind of wrap up here, what would you say is the key takeaway for our listeners?
I think the main message here is that travel doesn't have to be this complicated or stressful thing. Klook really does simplify that whole process, from the planning and booking to the actual experience itself, and even remembering it later. It opens up this whole world of possibilities. It connects you with those really authentic experiences, and it empowers you to explore the world with confidence and ease.
And most importantly, it lets you focus on what really matters, right? Creating those lasting memories and embracing that pure joy of discovery.
You said it, travel is a gift, and Klook is like the perfect companion to help you unwrap it.
I love that. Well, that concludes our deep dive into the world of Klook, everyone. We really hope you enjoyed this journey and maybe even gained some valuable insights along the way. Remember, the world is out there waiting to be explored. So go ahead, embrace that wanderlust, and start planning your next adventure. And hey, you never know, maybe your next deep dive with us will be inspired by a Klook experience you've had.
That would be awesome. We would love to hear all about your adventures. Until then, happy travels, everyone.